Check, check. Yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chew and You podcast.
Hey yo, I'm coming for them duffel bags and gold teeth. This game been saturated, written for my nosebleeds. I like that propane.
Now you're
and
watching
that dragon breath. I got that product for the low, all hell my connect. I've seen the nicest people plotting with the worst intent. I've seen my enemy.
I'm Chew.
And this is Ew, and welcome back to the Chew and Ew podcast. You know what? I've been getting a lot of people asking, why you do the back stuff? It's just kind of shows me where to jump in exactly when I'm doing the auto tune on the whole program. It is what it is, but I'm sorry for those that have ears are hurting, but that's just me.
He's stupid.
But yeah, just like what you say sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyways, before we get into the program and we talk to our special guests here in the house, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Sergio Ovidio Brothers Electrical, thank you for keeping the light on again.
Surge.
For some, we keep on hitting that beautiful light in here. Can we can work on the AC also, so it gets a little warm in here. You know, but it's all good.
It doesn't help when there's 5 people in here.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is what it is, man.
It is
what it is. And also, Hemp It Up
Hemp it up.
in Westlaco, here in
Bring it
Westlaco,
live.
also McAllen. Recommend you guys, special guests, you have aches and pains, man, some oils for those rubby muscles at the end of the night after so many body slams, head banging, whatever you guys doing there, jumping off of the 5th rope, if there were ever such a thing like that. You know, you would need that.
Escalation, dude.
Exactly,
Escalation. As soon
man.
as we can get someone to make a cage, it's on.
Yeah, for you maybe, not for me. I don't know.
Why is it always for me?
Here in the cage?
Why is it always for me?
It's always for you. You're the
No.
one with the missing link
It
leg.
is.
But anyway, back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. We have Danny Chance and Joe Haas and a special guest. You give me a name?
Demay.
Demay,
Yes.
as also a co-owner of
Co-owner.
Revolution and You Breed. There you go. Thank you for coming on the program.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Oh,
guys.
yes.
So it's been
A long time.
a long
Minute,
time. Yeah, it's been a minute since we had
Yeah.
to do this beginning of the year in
Mhm.
February, I believe it
Yes,
was.
yes.
You brought all. How's the gang doing so far?
They're doing good, man. They're doing good. They're getting jacked. They're getting swole. They're getting better in the ring. They're looking amazing. Like people are asking about them already in San Antonio, East Houston, Dallas. Guys from over Mississippi, Louisiana already asked about our boys, and I was like, well, hold on. They need some polishing, but you know,
Yeah,
they'll be ready soon enough.
That's good,
But
man.
it's ramping up, though.
Oh yeah, no, they're phenomenal. But there's a bar. You know, I said last time, I want to make the wrestling better in the valley, so there's a bar
Right.
before I send them
Right.
out there.
Yeah,
to
no,
showcase what we got.
that's
See,
it.
and the work that Danny has these guys doing is no joke. Like, if you guys were to go to one of these trainings, you know what? Like, it'd be a lot of fun if you guys would attend one of these trainings
I'm
and
kind of
see
scared to attend
see
now.
what you guys see what you guys think.
Yeah.
But,
I've
you know,
seen the
training
video,
is
man.
top-notch.
Yeah.
I've seen the video, and all I can say is I add a lot of Bengay after watching the video.
Yes, sir.
And Joe Haas, new to the program,
New to the
for
program,
coming in,
yes, sir.
and that's great. Good to have you here, man.
Hey, it feels great to be here, man. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem,
Yeah,
man.
no
And
problem,
the young
man.
lady,
Glad to have you.
Demay.
Demay. I was just saying it right, Demay. First time here. You were supposed to come last time, but
Yeah.
something happened. You couldn't make it. I know you want to take a lot of pictures, and you want to do some TikTok and Instagram, all that stuff. And you know, it's more than welcome to do whenever you
Yeah,
guys want, man.
Are we going to blow up on TikTok?
Yeah, we should. I think we maybe
Nice.
body slam him to the table, man. That
That'll
might work.
Why is it always body?
That'll
That'll
get
get
you.
to the
Why
table.
not? Yeah.
Why is it always body? I got one leg.
Gotta get even more views.
It'll be funny because they slam you, do like the whoop.
I'm pretty sure we can go viral with that.
We go super viral. Let's do it. Huh?
You know,
Go get the table.
You know what? You know what? If this wasn't our only table, I would
True.
Hey,
totally
just,
agree.
shout out to the viewers. Whoever wants to donate an extra table in case something happens to this one.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what do you guys
We're
think?
gonna make it
what?
happen.
You know
Oh my
what?
God! Oh, look at that!
Set up a-
$200 automatically buy.
Set up a Patreon right now, and we'll see
Donated
what's what.
by the Beefy Boy Bros.
Yeah.
Go ahead, put them to the table.
Fuck you guys! I can hear you
Oh,
over there.
they got history. Trust me, guys. It's a long story. We're not gonna get underneath anything. So as far as shows, man, how are your shows been going? I mean, I've seen for the whole pandemic, you've had the 6 feet regulation, everything. You have your fans are going with the mask, some without the mask, with the ones that are vaccinated, what have you. How has the turnout been going for the last couple of months?
great. We've been doing shows monthly at Brewsome, and Actually, this month we're doing 2 shows,
There you
back-to-back weekends. We're doing one at the Alton Recreation Center. That's
Okay.
August 22nd.
Okay.
And we're doing one back at Brewsome, August 29th. And so the one we have coming up August 22nd, it's a major one, man. It's a big one. And it's called 956 versus Texas, baby.
Oh, I was reading about that. I was
Yes,
reading about
sir.
that.
So I got boys coming in from Houston,
Oh
Dallas,
my goodness.
San Antonio, Laredo, you name it. And
Oh,
it's literally just our guys that I'm getting my army against everything else. Everybody. That's
Oh
how-
my
that's how
God!
it's
So
going
the
down.
956 gonna hold their own.
We'll
own-
see.
Oh
We'll see.
my gosh, man!
Joe Haas is a big match.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's not only a
Big
big
man.
match. He's a big man when he walks into that door, man.
Yes, sir.
I literally have to take off the sides of the door for him to come through. If you see that,
Yeah.
this guy's massive, bro. When he walked in, he kind of scared me. And with people were talking about something about massive, some girl that one of the BB boys met on late night, and he goes, "Yeah, man, whoa, who's that?" So I think that's Joe Haas.
Yeah,
man.
You know, there's a certain aesthetic to, you know, being a pro wrestler. So, you know, I can guarantee you, there's nobody that's out there right now that eats as much as I do.
Oh my God,
that
here we
works
go.
as hard as I do to get to the size that I am.
Right.
And, you know, talking about the big match I've got on August 22nd, I'm going to be facing T-Ray. What's his nickname? The Ray of Sunshine.
The ray of light, the
Ray of light. There you
sunshine,
go.
ray of everything.
T-Ray is one of the best wrestlers in Texas. Big man. So that's going to be a hoss fight. No pun intended. Well, you know what?
That's a
You know what?
Titan
Pun
fight right
intended. It's going to be a hoss fight. Pun intended.
God
I like
damn.
it.
Do I
I
smell
like it.
maybe some chairs and some?
Expect the unexpected.
Oh, God,
I'll say
dang,
that.
man,
I've
geez.
been preparing for this. I've been really preparing for this. You know, I was out of wrestling for almost 2 years.
Mhm.
Came back at the beginning of this year, thanks to Danny. You know, giving me the opportunity to step back into the ring, doing what I love. And I'll tell you what, man, I've had my wins and losses, but I guarantee you, everyone's going to go home happy.
That's awesome, man. That's putting on a good show. That's
Yes,
what it's
sir.
all about.
Yes,
Absolutely,
sir.
it's all about, man.
That's what everyone wants when they go to a house show. Like, it better be like a house show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
He goes, I want blood on my food when I'm walking by that ring, man.
We're gonna have to reinforce that ring. I'll tell you that.
Both big
Oh
men.
my
Yes, sir.
gosh,
Nice.
man. So you have two Titans going at it in the ring.
Yeah.
And this falls on what day?
August 22nd on a Sunday.
Guys, make time for that. Now that's going to be something to see. And I mean, I've seen the videos y'all posted of matches y'all had. I believe it's at the Brewsome. What's the whole deal with the tire swing, bro? A lot of people like to jump on that bad boy.
That's there. People use it as a weapon. I've seen guys jump off the roof already. Like it's crazy. It gets real lit there. People have been thrown off of the picnic table. They
Nice.
power bombed off the table
I've seen that.
onto the floor.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
crazy stuff happened there. And I'm just like, yo, we gotta come back next month. Don't break anything. Breaking doors, breaking tables, busting up.
I think you have to bring a trailer with the extra stuff that you did break,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And as far as like the fans, when they come in, what do their faces look like? I'm pretty sure you see them at the door when they walk into the door and they
Yes.
walk out.
Yeah,
how's
they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that this was going on in the valley. And that's the thing. I feel like it's a really kept secret that we're just trying to really spread out there, that
Right.
there's professional wrestling out in the valley. And so
Mhm.
that's what, we have our guys doing what they're doing. It's their passion, it's what they love. And then they're leading with like, when's the next match? Where can I follow you guys?
Right.
What time can I, come in back and see? And it's a lot of fun, and the crowd just loves it.
That's
Asking
awesome.
us to come
And
back
I
for
bet you the
more.
feeling of seeing them when they walk in, like, okay, they don't know what to expect.
Yes.
And then when they come out, like, wow, we got to do this again next
Yeah.
weekend, or we got to do it whenever they come back again. So, and as far, I mean, I really don't want, well, we can. I mean, as far as ticket sales, do they fluctuate in different locations, or they're the same everywhere you go?
This is our first time at the Alton Recreation Center, but I mean, it's usually the same turnout.
Okay.
We're
I
hoping
was
for
there.
a little bit
More,
more because it'll be a
Right.
bigger venue,
Right, bigger,
bigger
especially if you
space.
got
Yeah.
more wrestlers coming from all over the
Yes.
state of Texas
Yeah.
coming in.
We actually, because the recreation center there in Austin is a bigger venue, bigger place. We actually added vendors this time.
Right.
So we got some vendors lined up. We're still getting some sponsors lined up as well to
Right.
really make it like a bigger, grand event.
Right.
Right.
Because this again, it's a bigger venue. They can hold more people. So
And I feel like it's a great opportunity for the community and everyone to come together and
Yeah.
support small business.
Exactly. Yes.
We're supporting the vendors, we're supporting our local talent.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I think it's just everyone coming together and just supporting each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially during a
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
Absolutely.
need some type of support, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple of invites to go to different wrestling areas, and we would love to go, man. But sometimes like we go out there, I don't know where we're gonna set up. I don't know how we would do it. Should I go with a camera, without a camera?
Should I
always-
bring-
always take a camera.
Should I bring
Oh,
two?
yeah. Should I bring Chew with him, with or without the leg? Which one do you guys prefer?
But you know what? What also helps is that the Valley's ready to get back out there too.
Yeah,
Just
man,
like
slowly
everybody
but
else.
surely. I mean, consider the fact with this whole new variant that's coming out, people are being a little bit more careful. But I've seen the numbers shoot up like crazy now.
Heck
Everybody's
yeah.
going out there getting their vaccines.
Yeah.
They want to be on top of things so we can clear this out. And school's right around the corner also, man. And the whole situation, I don't even want to go into that because this is more about the wrestling, not the
Okay.
political thing.
But-
So,
But people are ready for the excitement. Like
Yes,
the
yes.
door getting kicked in on this wrestling thing. It's been coming too. 'Cause,
yeah,
You know,
The
what
community's
more?
hungry for entertainment, man.
Hell
And
yeah.
we've got
Especially
just the
wrestling.
ticket. We've got just the ticket.
Yeah.
And it's a great opportunity. August 22nd is a great opportunity to bring awareness to what we bring to the table.
Heck
And
yeah.
as the main mentioned, like other vendors to show up and support one another and,
Right.
and raise awareness of everybody that's involved, you know?
yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah, let people know, hey, we're badass here in the Valley too. Like, bring it on.
Yeah.
We're ready.
The
Yeah,
valley's a gold mine.
It is, man.
Yeah.
It
It really is.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Anything, any new ideas you want to bring in to anywhere, the valleys where you do it, because that's where it starts to grow slowly but surely. People from the outside start noticing, hey man, well, we like that up here. Bring it over here, and a lot of the local artists, like our hip hop artists, our rock artists, wrestling artists that paint outside like pop culture. These are people that are not only being known as here, but they're being noticed outside also. They really want to get pulled out to, hey, we want you to do this over here. Hey, can you come to a show over here? Hey, what does it cost for you guys to come up here?
No, and
It's
the
awesome.
the Valley's got ties everywhere. The Valley's got ties in Houston, San Antonio, Austin, all over the state. So, it's real easy to navigate the waters. Once you start here in the Valley, if you can make it in the Valley, you can make it anywhere.
Right.
Plus,
Right.
plus you got a lot of people wanting to come down here and see just what the hell's going on.
Yeah, pretty
Absolutely.
much.
Yeah.
And I know we were talking to Beaver Boy Rowe a few minutes ago. He asked you about events going on over at where you used to have them before at Cine Rey.
Oh yeah.
How is that going? I mean, y'all plan to go back in there, or
No,
how's that
we would
working?
love to go back. As honestly, we're still waiting on the owners to see, like,
Give us
we're
the go
the
ahead.
go ahead. We're the green light. We were
Right.
texting them.
Hello, owners.
Let's go, man.
Wrestling
Let's
Revolution
go.
has been there since 2011. They were doing their shorts every Thursday for the longest time. You and I were there.
Yeah. We were
And
there
then-
since day one.
Since the transition over to Friday nights, we were both there. We were there since day one. So, when they open back up, we want to be there again and continue helping Cincinnati grow as a vendor.
Hell yeah.
There's long history between Wrestling Revolution and Cine El Rey.
Yeah.
We've packed the house at Cine El Rey
Yeah.
before. We've done shows in front of a handful of people at Cine El Rey. There's ups and downs along with that history.
Mhm.
But I think that we can always come back and rewrite history and make new memories too.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
What more do you want, man? Wrestling on a Friday night, and afterward, go rate the bars, man.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. That's what it's all about, man. And consider the fact that I know the last time I went down there, about a year ago, not even before even the pandemic even kicked in, it was hopping packed. I mean, now that I see videos on there, it's like it's very minimum, very slow. Now
Está un
people
poco
going down.
triste.
Yeah, it's a little sad, man, just a little bit. But unfortunately, it will pick up, and
Yeah.
to have you guys out there again, that'd be great, man.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty as far as matches. I mean, have you guys ever had a match against each other?
We had this conversation,
Here we go.
a few months
We
back.
did, right? Because
But I think
Chris Austin keeps saying that
Chris
we
Austin
wrestled.
swears that we've had a match together and that was the first time he saw either me or us. I'm not sure,
Something.
but he said that we wrestled each other. We've had so many matches that sometimes,
They
It's
blend
hidden
together
talent,
and
man.
they throw them hide away. Because I don't ever recall wrestling one on one.
not one-on-one. I can't
Tag
They're
matches.
called mild
Other
concussions,
ones,
people. Mild concussions.
Too many
You
chair
would-
shots.
too many
you would
bumps.
think-
Too many
You would think, like, yeah, I remember wrestling Hoss.
Yeah,
Too many,
well,
too many stiff strikes and shiners, but
Yeah.
bumps are the
I
worst.
still got the cut in my back from the stairs.
if we did wrestle, that match had to have happened at Sino.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a guarantee.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's a
Now,
guarantee.
as far as like
Uh-huh.
rivalries right now, is there anybody in the federation and so? I mean, that you want to lay down some words of
Well, you know,
don't step my way.
there's a gentleman out there who, you know, maybe I don't have a lot of words for him. I do got plenty of chingazos for him.
Oh,
That's,
here we go. That's what I want to
that's,
hear.
That's the
That's what I
king.
want to
That's
hear.
the King Rob Love, not my king,
Uh-oh.
not your king.
Uh-oh.
I don't think he's anybody's king.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Self-proclaimed king.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, you know, El Vato, he's got a big mouth.
Yep.
He likes to run it.
Yep.
He can't fight his own battles. He's always got to have his raza
backup.
with him, his little backup.
Mhm.
So, you know, he and I have, also have a long history. Never seen eye to eye. I honestly, I don't like the dude, but he's part of Wrestling Revolution. He can draw a crowd. I'm not, you know, I'll give him that. He's a good performer, good
Yeah.
wrestler.
Yeah.
Pero to be quite honest, I could do without him, man. Pero
Okay.
he's still around, so as long as he's around, I'm gonna try my best to lay him out, get him out of there. Pero pues,
And
we'll
as,
see.
and as far as I know, Danny has the biggest target. Danny's the target.
Yeah.
Out of all the wrestlers, I'm pretty sure Danny has the big, nice red. Shout out to Target. Plug.
Yes, sir.
Sponsors now. Nice big red target where you can see from at least 72 miles away
Yeah.
in all directions. I mean, as I know, at the time we had Carlito was here.
Yeah.
He had that bullseye on you. He won. I've seen the matches between you guys,
Yeah. Yeah.
and those were interesting. Man, I've seen the actual what you call the outtakes and the cutouts of what you have on Facebook.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got to check these out, guys. They're here, especially when Carlito loses his mind and he thinks he's a champ. But
Hey, we got to remember it's Mooncat.
and that's something we didn't talk about when he comes in. You know,
Mooncat. Yep.
that little Jim Morrison guy. Anyways, but being the biggest target, I mean, you constantly have, you know, you're ready to go on the go, pretty much like a 24/7 guy.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say so much in Wrestling Revolution, but I was talking back more so as people outside of Wrestling Revolution has their aim on me.
All right.
And they're just jealous of what I've done, but even then, I don't think it's a lot. I've just done the best I can to the best of my abilities.
Right.
Whether I get bookings out of state or belts out of state, or
Right.
you know, opportunities elsewhere with other promotions in Texas,
Right.
and they're not getting them. That's not on me. That's just on them.
Right.
Don't look at me like, oh, Danny's did that. I mean, hey, man, I just do my job.
Right.
Again, to the best of my abilities.
Right. Because I've seen you where you've wrestled here and down in RGV. I think on San Antonio there was one. I think you even out of the state of Texas.
Yeah.
You've gone and wrestled.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm like, wow, this kid.
Yeah.
Somebody picked this kid up already. Put him in the big show already. Jesus. But and I understand what you're doing. You're making a mold, a base.
Yeah.
For those young guys that are coming in.
Yeah.
And giving them the door opportunity to actually push themselves out there.
It's a lot of networking, and you know, they can say it's. I mean, a lot of wrestling is involved. You know, you can't just network and not be good at wrestling.
Right.
You know, so
Exactly.
that's first and foremost to be a good wrestler.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of networking, and you know, how do you make the best impression on those other promoters and your peers and your colleagues? You know, you go out there and you throw it down with whoever they give you, whether
Right.
it's a rookie or a veteran.
Right.
You go out there and do the best what they tell you to do, or hey, go out there and just put on a great show.
Right.
And you give them a 5-star match, and they say, hey,
Exactly.
kid, that was really good. Come back next month, and we'll do this month.
We'll
for
book you again.
And then
Right.
and that's how you start seeing the increase in pays, and
Right.
the fans start taking notice of you. And
Yeah.
you know, now you show up at venues, and people are saying, Danny, and you're just there in street clothes, like, I just got here, guys. I know I'm 20 minutes late, but I gotta set my table real quick, and then go backstage,
Yeah.
get ready, go out there,
Right.
perform, come back for intermission, have a lion, sign papers and stuff, and it's a lot. But
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and then that's what creates your fan base. And,
course.
and I know Ro was saying beforehand, you were not Joe Haas before.
no, it wasn't.
You were Joe
I was wrestling as
Bandana
Joe for
Joe.
a long time.
The Boy
For a long
Scout.
time. Yeah, the cookie cutter, you know.
Because we talked about it, and we were like, yeah, man, he changed his name. Find out what's the whole reason why he changed his name. Well, I'll ask him. Well, here I'm asking, what was the whole change?
A lot of thought went into it because that's the name that I chose when I first started. And when I first started, I was told that's not a good marketing name.
They were telling him, no, don't use Ben and Joe. It doesn't make sense. How is it going to work?
Weird. It's a weird name. And I thought to myself, it rolls off the tongue. I'm thinking children. I'm thinking marketing. I thought it was a good name.
When I heard it, he told me, he goes, he's a Banana Joe. Like, Banana Joe? Banana Joe? The guy from, what's it called? I forget the little cartoon. My son watches. What's the name? Oh my gosh. I'll think it'll come to my head right now, but yeah, go on.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Joe, remember?
and that's
Gumball. There you go. Gumball.
Yeah. So that's the name I chose. That's the name I stuck with. Even though the people who trained me and got me started, they were all against it. But that's the name that got me to work as an extra talent with WWE. That's the name that got me to work with TNA Wrestling. That's the name that got me to work a Ring of Honor pay-per-view doing Spanish color commentary on 2 occasions. That's the name that got me out there pretty much. So choosing to change that was a big step for me, Towards the end of my run with Wrestling Revolution in 2019, I was dealing with some injuries, and I needed a way out. I needed to find a way out, and I think that my exit as Bandana Joe could not have been written any better. I had a long history with a group that I helped start called the Renegades of Wrestling.
Okay.
We took that brand, that name all over Texas. We made it prominent. We were tag team champions in Laredo, in San Antonio, in Killeen, here in the Valley as well.
Right.
So we were doing big things with that brand. My partner at the time was also dealing with injuries and thinking of coming back in. And what perfect way to end a story than to kill off a character. And although I wasn't murdered, Bandana Joe wasn't murdered. He wasn't flatlined or anything like that. He was taken out by his best friend, his former tag team partner, as well as the manager. Pretty much kicked out of the group. And the Renegades of Wrestling are still around, but at a way lesser level than what they were when I was around. So I decided to challenge myself. If I was to come back into wrestling, because I didn't know where my injury was going to take me. If I was to come back into wrestling, I wanted to kind of reinvent myself. And I kept the name Joe and a lot of similarities with the character. Joe Haas was something that hadn't been heard of before. I'm bringing a new package to the table, and I'm trying to make something of it. And so far, I've been building my own brand with that. So slowly but surely, taking the right steps, Joe Haas will be bigger than what Bandana Joe was.
He went from Boy Scout to badass overnight. He came and like, hey Danny, hey Chance, like I want to go back. I got all this ring rust. I need to go back to New Breed. I was like, yeah, come on in. And I was working with them, and he met all the gang, all the gang.
All the gang.
He worked them. Like I put him to work, then he worked them. They kept up with this guy. I'm like, okay, so as long as Joe didn't throw up the first day, we're good. And that's how I knew he still had an interview. He didn't throw up. I made kids throw up plenty of times.
Oh, I believe it.
Some don't reach the parking lot. Some don't reach the sink. Some don't reach the toilet. They just go right there on the outside. Hey, you clean it up. But when Joe
doggy bag.
when Joe said like, hey, like this is what I'm aiming for, and I was like, brother, like anything you have, like any ideas he has, I know he's thought about it through and through, and I'm gonna put my faith in him and my trust in him. If he came up to me like, hey, Danny, I have this idea for you for whatever, I'm gonna listen to him. I'm not gonna tell him, no, shut up, you don't know. Like, no, this guy has ideas. This guy's one of the smartest brains you could pick out of from the entire wrestling in the Valley, probably all over Texas. He's one of the smartest guys here, like legit.
I mean, honest to fact, I mean, the guys that I've seen you guys pick up for the New Breed that I've seen. The one that caught my eye, I mean, no disrespect to Mooncat or anything like that, but the one that really caught my eye the most was El Matatan.
Yeah.
I mean, the mic skill.
Yes, sir.
I was like, damn. He got me.
He hadn't even wrestled one match, and people already talking about him all over social media. I got messages up the ass.
Yeah.
Chance to this guy, then who this guy? I'm like, hey, whoa, he's doing wrestling. You want to book him? You want to book him? Book me first. Now,
wait a minute, hold on, time out.
But no, like,
you want to pay him how much?
I'm here too.
that kid, like I can't wait for you to have him. I'm not gonna tell you his story. He will tell you himself.
Well, he'll be here at the end of the month. He'll be sooner than what you think. Now, we had a switcheroo on some of the interviews, and I let him know, like, hey man, I got an opening for the end of the month. Do you want to switch your day and come over sooner? He goes, you know what, I'm down, bro.
Yeah.
Get me in here. Get me in there. Like, all right, I got you in there. So.
I'm not gonna, spill the tea or the Easter eggs or anything of that, but you're gonna love his story. Like, ask him about his story, how long he's been trying to do this, at what age, and what happened, like why certain things happen, and he'll tell you, like, he thought even I would give up on him. He thought even I and my wife would tell him no. Yeah. And the fact that we told him yes, like, even right now, it's been my heartstrings. Like, even now, like, this kid, like, you'll love him. If you like him, you'll love him after you meet him.
Seeing the character and just on a small screen, I mean, I haven't even met him personally yet. Just on the small screen and the way he represents himself and not only on the camera but on the mic. Yeah. I was like, wow, this kid's got something, man. It's something you got to keep an eye on. Just when we met Carlito when I Mooncat, when the first time we met him, like, okay, and then when I saw the moves, I'm like, well, this kid has something, man. It's just there, Right. Some are just born, some really work hard and get it, But these, for some reason, it's there. They just need to be polished up a little bit.
That's what we try to tell people. Like, at Newbury, like, I mean, you can go train at a flea market. You go train at someone's backyard. Why and por qué? With who, like, what is it they done for you? Right. Go train with the guys that been at WWE, Ring of Honor, TNA. Danny Ramon's the other guy, WWE, Ring of Honor, TNA. Myself, Rob Love, the guy that he doesn't like. He gives him.
Why are you bringing his name up, bro?
Why you bring? I'll give his dog. I'll give a dog his due.
Don't say his name again.
I'll sacrifice my body for the table if you want to do it.
So even Rob Love has wrestled on NXT twice. He's been there at Orlando. He's been over there. So like we have the knowledge that you wouldn't get anywhere else, especially in the Valley. I'm sorry, especially in the Valley. Right? Yeah. You brought up Mooncat, like, we see these guys, and when they look at themselves, they see themselves now. Me, Joe, my wife, our guys, the vets, we see them 5 years from then. We don't see them now. We see them like, hey, this is what you can be if you just work your ass off. And I push them. Right. I don't fucking let them down. Like, I don't want to do that to myself. Right. I don't do that to them. Right. I make sure they get in the work, whether it's working out, in the ring, psychology, promos, like character development, like stuff like that. When Matatan told me his idea, I told him, brother, like, that's just gold. Because no one, not in the Valley, not even over Texas, has his character, his gimmick, him. Yeah. Right. Name me one. Even name one.
I mean, as far as me looking out to different federations that are here in Texas, I haven't really done it. But as far as like grasping me through the screen, it's like, man, I want to see this kid fight. Yeah. Of course.
And that's what he does.
And that's what pro wrestling is you've got to stand out. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you guys are talking about Mooncat, you're talking about Matatan, there's other guys like Blackheart and DJX. These guys are a testament of what New Breed School of Wrestling can produce. Mm-hmm. And this is just the beginning, right? And these kids, they're starting off and they're doing great. They don't see what we see they're capable of. Right. Exactly. And the investment into their education, if you will, in New Breed, I think is the best investment they can do, especially if you're here in the Valley. Mm-hmm. There's other schools outside of outside of the Valley. There's other schools outside of Texas. Right. But if you're in the Valley, this is the best place to be. Because like he mentioned, you can train in somebody's backyard. You can go to somebody's house and train with a trainer that all he's going to do is outside of the ring, bark orders, telling you do this, do that. Oh, I don't like this wrestler. I don't like that. There's some trainers like that. And I use the quotations, trainers, and they exist. People we know, people I've crossed paths with, people I'm cool with, and people I don't give a fuck about. Right. So you get all sorts of cats around, but if you invest into New Breed School of Wrestling, you're going to get the best education you can out of the 956. Yeah.
And I was bringing this up to the wife about a couple of months ago when I saw Matatan on there. I was like, you know what? I can be this kid's manager. I can bring the De La Cruz out and be this guy's manager. And then I remember what Danny says, you want to be a manager? You got to come train. You know what? I don't think I have to be his manager. Yeah, I don't think I can see myself tossed across the ring.
What happened, guys? What happened?
My leg used to be here, now it's over here.
Yeah.
We're like brothers
I
now.
know. I know the feeling. Yeah. No,
But yeah, man, I mean, I can't wait to have I can't wait to have both those guys on here. And like I've always told everybody on Facebook Live, I mean, the door's always open. Wrestlers, especially the wrestlers, man. If you want to come on here and talk, go ahead, hit us up. We'll get you on. Unfortunately, we're booked up our year, so it's gonna be until January when we'll start booking again. Because me and this guy need to take some time off after a while because we've been doing this for a whole year, man. And it's been a trip, man. It's been a trip to be up there, right, man. And not to mention, which the special thing about that interview and it was supposed to belong to the other job, but Matan couldn't come on a better interview day. That will be our 50th episode of the Chew New podcast, and also a year being on the podcast airways, man. Wow. It's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, man. So he's gonna
It's gonna be a TLC interview, dude.
Yeah, minus
tables.
No, oh, crap! I knew you was gonna do it. I knew. Oh God. Be careful, you might get hit with lightning with that thing.
That's right.
Man, get it off the table, man.
Who can lift it?
Who can get it off the hammer? Get on the floor.
I got a prescription.
Oh my God! And there comes the handicap. We're getting hate mail now, bro.
By the way, where's my handicap placard? My parking placard.
No parking. Yeah, you don't get one of those, bro.
I need one.
Yeah, no, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, being this long, I mean, doing the podcast itself means so many different people. I mean, especially you guys, the artists and everything. We've grown to appreciate more of the local arts, man.
And we've grown because of the Valley Talent. It's no surprise that we start getting wrestlers on and our profile picks up because of you guys.
Yes, it did, and it still hurts me till today, Chew, that damn camera, such good footage that we had of that freaking interview.
Yeah.
Such great footage,
he
man.
won't shut up about it.
Oh my gosh, man. I kicked myself.
The camera died, or?
No, actually,
No.
the whole situation, and I'm gonna get down to this. So for those who want to see that episode, you can still hear it. It's available on podcast on Spotify and iHeartRadio. We did an interview with, I think it was a total of 5 or 6.
There was 5 of us.
5.
Yeah.
Total of 5 wrestlers in the podcast, not all together in the podcast. We had 3 and then another 2 who came in to switch on and off. And great interview, man. A lot of interesting stuff. They were posing in front of the camera when we walked out. They were posing the camera when they walked in. It was awesome. And the whole deal of that phone, mind you, comparing the fact that I have a camera now and working on 2 cameras right now on the table, where we're going to get even better visuals now of the guests as soon as I learn. But it was it was an iPhone. Shout out to Apple. It was an iPhone.
Sponsor.
It's funny. Yeah, right now after this, what I'm going to talk about here, this crappy iPhone that I had.
Sponsors.
I tried uploading it to our YouTube page, and unfortunately, when I was doing that, there was a mix-up, and it got deleted.
Wow.
I was like, oh no, say it ain't true. And then I called Chew like around 11, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was 11.
11 o'clock. Goes, dude, guess what? He goes, what? That interview, dude, kick-ass interview, dude. Can't believe you got the video. Yeah, I thought the video. What? They go, dude, it erased, bro. What do you mean it erased? I go, and I called Danny after that.
Yeah.
I go, Danny, I hate to bother you so late. No, man, what's up? I got the audio, but the video went to shit, dude. Like, are you serious? I go, yeah. Oh, well, the audio sounds good though.
Yeah.
You guys really like that. I mean, consider the fact. I mean, we didn't have good mics at the time. Now we have better mics, so we sound more crisp. But that's the way you start with the show. You got to start small, you know.
I mean, that just means you got to run it again, right?
Yeah. We have to do another episode.
Yeah.
Let's just turn the clock back.
Go back in time.
Go back in time. Don't mind the walls will probably be different colors by then. We don't have the actual padding on the wall, because I think you guys didn't see the padding yet, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I had Pop Culture in here 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
He came in. He goes, I was a little jealous, man, from the first, because he was one of our first official guests for the show. And he came and goes, I was getting kind of jealous, bro, that you guys didn't want me back. We wanted you back. You never had time. And he
Pick
goes,
up the phone, dude.
He goes, yeah, dude, I saw the way the podcast turned on, the way the room looked. Like, man, I want to go back and go, and then we do. We get guests that have been on the show. They say, hey, man, we want to come back. Well, you know what? We'll get you back, but you know, we got people who want to come in for the first time, so you got to leave that door open for them to take a chance. And
sorry,
what?
Take a chance.
Take a chance. I was wondering who's gonna catch it. Just in case you guys take a chance.
Of course, you're gonna catch it.
Plug. No.
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook.
And we got 500 watchers now. No, but yeah, man. Do you got any comments there? Anybody talking on Instagram?
No one's saying anything.
Everybody's
I got some eyes. Here we go. We got some eyes here.
Well, hopefully it's because people are busy at work.
Probably.
That's
That's right,
That's
man.
probably
Yeah.
That's probably it, man.
It was 6
Rodriguez
o'clock.
Leon. We have Rodriguez Leon. He commented.
Oh, hey.
What does it say there, Chu?
It's what? I can't read that.
Yo, Indigo, the rebel is in his house.
Oh, he's our fellow follower. Every week he comes, and that's true, man. I keep forgetting about that guy. Yeah, and I appreciate you guys. Everybody who's watching or watches the show or follows us, thank you very much. And
Get to work. By the
don't
way.
get to work, by the way. You know, want to do your job. He goes, I'm sorry, boss. I'm gonna take my 15. Saturday is gonna be longer. Give me an hour. I'll take my lunch late today. No.
¿Qué?
But,
¿Tú no? ¿Qué es eso?
¿Qué chingados eso? No, man, those vatos están locos. You gotta check them out. But yeah, man. As far as you got these 2 matches that come in, what's the plan for next year? Anything big coming our way in the next couple of months or the following year? Anything you want to toss up there for the fans to know? I see that look.
Oh.
I see that look. There's something
Oh.
stirring over there, man.
You know, I feel like we've been every single match, every single show that we have, we're just bouncing off ideas. How can we make the next one bigger? How can we go bigger? What can we do more?
So we
I
want
think-
you 2 guys to jump in the ring. What?
So that's what
Tag
we
team
have
match.
planned. Surprise. So yeah, it's just next year, pandemic, we're just going month by month right now.
Okay.
But we're still making plans and ideas for the following year.
And as far as merch for you guys, is there the website? Is there a website where they can jump on? I'm pretty sure they want to get merch from you guys.
Yeah, I just opened a store with Pro Wrestling Tees. So you go to prowrestlingtees.com/Joe Haas. You'll find some of my t-shirts there. I just got these in yesterday. These are the 9.5 thick click t-shirts, and I've got these. And you know what? I the ones that are online, those are $20 each. But these, I think, I'm gonna be generous with these. I'm gonna start selling these for $10.
There you go.
That way I get my click built up. You know, get that 9.5 thick click going on. So just DM me for these, and I'll get with you guys.
All you need is
What was the address again?
That's prowrestlingtees.com/Joe Haas.
thick click.
Thick click.
He goes, I just need an O button. You call it the TKO.
Hey, why not? Let's figure it out.
I'm a guy with a lot of ideas, man.
Yeah, shut up already.
I know. I gotta keep those on. Lock them back in there. Give me a beer. No,
we got a show too, dude.
Yeah, I know. We got a show too. We got to sell some stuff too. Which reminds me, big shout out to all the wrestling fans that have been buying the T-shirt. Our wrestling T-shirt has been doing very well. Consider I think 8 sales of a T-shirt is pretty good for me.
Hell yeah.
I don't mind.
One sale.
One sale did it.
One sale. That's what we always say.
Yeah, we used to go to venues or shows, and I was like, we set up everything. The merch show, boom, we were like, hey, look, if we sell one thing, we did it. We did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what it's all about. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Hey, 1 became 2, 2 became 4, and then next thing you know, we have
Sold out.
Yeah, the first T-shirt was sold to the gentleman Tiger King. He wore it to the ring, and thank you, a big shout out for him for last week. Also, he wore our shirt to the ring, and unfortunately, they tore it off of him. So, hey, you know what? At least we were announced in the ring. It's a beautiful thing.
For real, you got it turned off.
I think he said he got it torn off, man. I think, but he gave us a mask that he made by himself. Up there, the official Chew and Ooh podcast.
So we didn't tear that one apart then.
Huh?
We didn't tear that one. They tore up your shirt. It's payback.
I think that's the payback. But yeah, big shot, man. Appreciate it, man. I mean, anything with our merchandise being seen out there, even in a wrestling show, man. That's an honor for us, bro.
Yeah,
you guys are doing all the work, putting the show, but for us to get our little T-shirt in the door, that was awesome, man. Like, wow, we actually showed up on on a wrestling venue. That's pretty cool. Like, oh,
Yeah.
You know, there was a time where we would have these shows and nobody, not a single wrestler had any merch.
No, yeah.
Nobody had merch, you know,
Or
because we
or
didn't know
gear
any
for
better.
that.
or gear.
Or
Yeah.
gear. Hey, you go to these shows and you know some of these guys are just wearing shorts off of the Walmart rack.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
hey.
That's a lot.
whatever
Hey,
works,
it
man.
happens.
Shout out to Walmart. Thank you. You got me out of a lot of situations.
You know, but I think that Wrestling Revolution's come a long way from where it first started.
Yeah.
You know, because I was there from the early days. Danny was there in the early days, and you know, there's been a lot of growth.
Yeah.
And I think that this is for the first time Wrestling Revolution is taking the right steps, the right way, doing things the way they're supposed to be done. And what you asked about what plans they have for the next
Right,
year and all
right.
that, it doesn't matter whatever plans they are, they're already going in the right direction where they're supposed to be compared to where we used to be.
Right,
Yeah.
I got you. No,
Yeah,
it's
no,
pretty
I mean
cool.
that we were just wondering, like, you know, what's the big event? Like
Oh.
that's
I mean, every event that I've
Every
seen,
event.
you put up
Every
there
event.
is big, bro.
Every event.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
next big one, honestly, is the 22nd.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna run it right back the next Sunday and the 29th.
that's
It's
gonna be
gonna
awesome.
be busy. Every weekend starting the 14th to 15th, I am both 14th, 15th. Then it's the 21st, 22nd, and then it's the 27th, 28th, and 29th. I am gone. I am just every weekend I'm going places, and
Yeah.
my body be banged up next. September 1st, I'm gonna be messed up.
Hemp it up.
Hemp it up.
Hemp it up.
That's why you gotta go up to hemp it up.
Go to
Exactly.
hemp it up,
That's
man.
Joe Haas talking right
Yeah.
there. Hemp it up. There you go. And a question for the spouse, being the spouse of a wrestler, when he's out there doing his thing, diving, doing the thing. What I mean is there like you ate a little bit like
Absolutely.
oh my
Like,
gosh, and what's going through your mind 100 miles per hour?
when I first started dating him, I don't know whether he was just trying to show off and like, look what I can do. One of these shows, and I will never forget, everyone always brings this up. At Sino Ray, he climbed up the speakers.
Oh my gosh.
He down there, he set up a table, a wrestler, and I'm like, what is this guy gonna
Oh
do?
my god, are you serious?
And
Jeff
you know,
Hardy moment.
looks right at me. Sure enough, the sign of the cross, Lord be with him, and he jumps off of it right through a guy, right through a table. And so, you know, going through the shows, like the people that they know that we're together,
Right.
I would always get told, they're like, Demay, I just love whenever Danny's gonna set up to do something crazy. I just love to just not even look at him, but look at you for your
Just to
reaction.
see, yes.
Because I'm over here like cringing, turning
It's like you'll see the
around.
video later, but I want to see the reaction first.
Yeah.
Okay, now what happened?
You have a ham moment, like the Sandlot moment where the little kid's walking to the pool, he's about to do his cannonball, and he looks over to the girl, and
Yeah.
cannonball! You had that moment right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of like, ooh, why'd you do that? And jumping off balconies, jumping off over in Mississippi. I don't think they've ever seen a wrestler climb up and jump off from, I don't know
The
what,
second story.
the second
The
story. I don't
second
think.
Second story. I jumped off.
And
into the guys.
they still talk
on
about
concrete.
it, and they're like, Demi, like what? And I'm like, I don't know, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But you know, we've been together for, it's gonna be 8 years already, and I'm just like, oh, unfazed now.
Then it doesn't come out once in a while. The RGB wife goes, ¿ves? ¿Ves?
Yeah, I'm like,
¿ves?
see,
¿ves?
what happened?
¿ves?
Yeah.
¿Ves? Pero tú quieres subir ahí arriba, ¿ves? ¿Ves?
Yeah, but I love traveling with him. I am a registered nurse, so I
That's
you know,
awesome.
tend
That's
to be with him.
there you go.
I see what you did there.
You are smart, man. Give me a fist bump. Good job, buddy.
That's the yin to his yang right there.
God dang, man.
I go get hurt and I get patched up.
There you go. Babe, thank you. I gotta go.
Gotta climb something else.
I gotta go find something else.
Does it hurt here? Does it hurt? Good.
Does it hurt you? Why'd you do it in the first place?
You're still taking out the garbage. That's all I don't care what you say. I don't care.
We're gonna go see the new Space Jam movie. I don't care what you say. Damn it.
So yeah, I mean, we operate as a unit, and
That's good.
that's why, you know, the more out of town bookings that he takes, I'm like, I need to be there for him just in case.
Right, exactly.
And also other outside wrestlers, just in case it has happened where there was,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
someone got hurt.
Yeah, no,
And-
I
Well,
I
I mean,
understand.
what are they supposed to think? Someone jumps off a second story high dive and survives and just walks it off.
Yeah.
And I've seen video. I mean, I consider you guys use, but I've seen other wrestling videos where they're amateur wrestlers and they try doing a moonsault and they land on their head. Or
Oh yeah.
I've seen people where they try to do a frog splash and their arm doesn't come out on time. It buckles in. They crack their shoulder. And I'm like, damn, bro. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. We say, well, but it's our novella. No, bro. It may be you think it's a novella. These guys put their bodies on the line. They're jumping on, and that like I told you last time here, that ring's not a friend of anybody, man. It hurts.
And especially if you travel and you wrestle in somebody else's ring. I mean, that's a ring that your body's not used to.
Exactly.
And sometimes these rings feel as hard as concrete. You know, and you can be highly trained, but accidents happen.
Yeah, exactly.
The timing may be off, the floor may be wet, you know, things happen, and you know, you need to have someone there to take care of those situations.
Exactly.
King was saying that he did a match where the damn ring was held up by tire jacks and shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was like,
Where the hell is he
Oh my
wrestling?
God. That sounds
Who was
really
it? Who was the one you said that tossed him somewhere? He hit the edge of the steps by accident. It was the one. Oh, Jackal.
Jackal.
Yes, he was
Yeah.
telling
Oh,
me.
yeah.
They
Fuck
had
you, Jackal.
That's right.
they've had a history at TNA. They've had a history there.
Yeah,
Jack was a really good buddy, like friend. We haven't talked in a minute, but
Yeah.
he's still a good friend.
yeah.
But that's one of the craziest, toughest guys you'll probably ever meet. And he, for his size, you think, he's not that strong. He's actually pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he throws Tiger King around, like I'm pretty sure, like he's probably gained a few pounds since then. But I mean, still, like he would throw him around. Trust me, I'd see him fall like a rag doll. Tiger King. I'm just like,
Jesus Christ.
put on some meat on your bones, bro. Hit the gym. Do push-ups before you go out there.
Here's a Whataburger and the wings. Just eat them both.
And if you throw up underneath the ring, that's fine. Go.
I got you. Yeah, man. So Joe, consider the fact that before all this happened, before you started going to it, what motivated you? What hero, or not hero, but yeah, well, you can put a hero. What made you want to go into the wrestling business as far as get into doing the wrestling itself?
Well, I mean, my favorite wrestler growing up, it's actually his birthday today.
There you go.
Hey.
Hulk Hogan.
Hey, Mr. Terry Hulk Hogan. There
Hulk
you go.
Hogan was my favorite wrestler growing up. You know, I knew that he wasn't the most athletic, but there was just something about him that would make me gravitate towards the TV. You know,
The
he would talk
charisma.
about, yes, definitely the charisma, the way he would talk about his opponents. He wouldn't just talk; he would yell. He demanded, you know, attention.
Mhm.
And you know, growing up, watching him, and you can see some of my attributes in the ring are, you know, kind of emulating what Hulk Hogan used to be, especially back then when I started off as Bandana Joe. There was a lot of similarities and things that subconsciously I would do. I wouldn't plan out, you know, I'm going to move around like Hulk Hogan. I'm going to point at people like Hogan does. You know, this stuff would just come out of me,
Right.
and the crowd would react.
Yep.
And you know, it worked for him. It worked for me. And you know, he was the guy who got me into wrestling. And to this day, you know, he's one of my favorites. I know that he's been controversial in recent years.
Oh
but
yeah.
nowadays, everybody's controversial.
Yeah,
You got to
yeah.
be careful of what you say, how you say it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so you know, I'm not. That's not going to take away what he was to me growing up.
Right.
So
Exactly.
he's the reason I decided to join, you know, Wrestling Revolution. And back then when I joined, Wrestling Revolution wasn't even its own entity. Wrestling Revolution was just you know, the opening match at the Pulga and things like that. It was a group of it was a group of 8 people running Wrestling Revolution. And you know, I was coming from Roma, you know, I raised in Roma, Texas, and
Gladiator.
yeah.
There you go. Out of all areas.
And I found them on MySpace back in the MySpace days, and I shot them a message, and I, you know, got in touch with them, and they told me where they would train, things like that, and you know, I started training with them once a week. I would drive up every Monday, and I remember telling them once I had my first match, I remember telling them like a year from now, you know, I want us to have our own shows, and they just laughed at me because they were just doing the same thing over and over. They were stuck on a routine.
Yeah.
They were okay opening matches for the lucha guys.
Right. Exactly.
And you know, what I ended up doing is I posted on Craigslist. I put there, you know, looking for wrestlers, blah blah blah. You know, pay is minimum, is actually $0. Nobody got
Minimum
paid
close
back in the
to
day.
zero, plus zero.
But that's how I got people like Danny's brother Ray Knight, who eventually got Danny in there. Tony Strong was one of those guys who reached out through Craigslist. Michael Autumn was another one. So we ended up building a roster of wrestlers. And eventually we had our first show in Roma, Texas. You know, we had our first Wrestling Revolution show there. And from there, we transitioned over to CNL Ray, thanks to some connections that somebody had made.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like what Wrestling Revolution was before to where it is now, you know, I've seen it change through the years. Danny's seen it change through the years. And right now, it's at its most professional that it's ever been.
Right. Yeah. And you've seen the evolution of it slowly growing.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, the good, the bad, and eventually when it's evoluting, you see the branches going to different areas. Also, how different federations are following the same guideline, but they're branching out to something else. You know, which is cool, man. Because I mean, it's an open opportunity to go to anywhere you want to go. Where you're gonna go watch your wrestler. Oh, my wrestler's wrestling over here. Following that one wrestler wherever he's wrestling. You know, Haas is wrestling this week here in Edinburgh. All right. Oh, and next week he's gonna be over in San Antonio, man. Oh, we gotta make the drive, man. We gotta make the drive, go see him.
And I hadn't thought about this until just now. It just came to mind that there's hints of Wrestling Revolution in all of wrestling in the Valley. You've got there's people who started with Wrestling Revolution in MAD, in Robles Promotions, and Promociones Salinas.
Yeah.
You know, Wrestling Revolution is doing its own thing.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
And then you got TWL. There's wrestlers from Wrestling Revolution there. So any wrestling that goes on in the Valley, its roots go back to Wrestling Revolution,
Yes,
and not just us, but the guys who started. And you know, those guys, you know, not everybody's on good terms and all.
Right.
But then again, that's the way life is.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it wasn't for those guys, we wouldn't have what we have now.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly. The root,
you know,
the actual root.
The roots go back to Wrestling Revolution. At least here in the Valley, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had a lot of great stories with Mando Reyes, Mando Rivera. He's a referee.
Yeah.
I call him El Cacahuate. He's gonna get mad at me calling him that. But yeah, he's told me stories of a lot of matches that he did, and you know how the Valley has not only evolved but actually grown as far as like more matches being popping up everywhere. And it's like, that's great, man. We just need to find that one TV station that just says, you know what, tonight live on channel whatever or point when they're doing those 0.5 crap now. They go, we have Wrestling Revolution tonight. Boom, let's go. You know, and that way people can tune in, get the local network, Valley network areas to be going. You know, look what's going on here. Check this out. You know, and also a big shout out to Vampire King. He has his own show there. Also, and I think it's on the Sunday morning, I believe. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. He has actual homegrown bands that go on his area, and they perform out there, which is awesome too.
And those artists have very, very similar parallels to us as wrestlers, what we do.
Right.
You know, and the only difference is, like, as a wrestler, as a performer in the ring, whatever the crowd dictates, you play with that.
Right.
Excuse me.
No, I got you. Get some water. Get some water. Get some water. Uh-oh. Get some water. That's it. It's the liquid death. It's taking effect.
Yeah,
Shout out to liquid death.
Pretty
It's
much,
taking a minute.
when you're trying to, I'm not gonna like say word for word. I'm not gonna know what you say, but pretty much I can go out there as a good guy, but maybe the guy that I'm wrestling is from the hometown and he's the bad guy, so they're gonna cheer for him. You know, he's the bad guy.
Right, exactly.
No, I am being booed. I'm the good guy. So hey, when you're wrestling, the fans dictate what's gonna happen. So with that being said, hey man, brother, they like you, they hate me. I'm gonna beat your ass. Man. Sorry. So that you flip the tables and the fans do dictate. I think we're gonna go watch a movie, but you can't say, "Oh, Captain America, boo, you suck," and then he's gonna turn, heel.
The movie stays the same.
They stay the
That
same.
stays the same.
The
Yeah,
music
I got
set
you.
stays the same.
Right,
The plays,
right.
the script stays the same. In pro wrestling, you can adjust on the go, on the fly, listening to the crowd.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And there's so many scenarios, man, that I've seen from different televised wrestling and then from the homegrown stuff. I mean, it doesn't. I'm not gonna say they're similar because they're not. There's different storylines to everything, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's so beautiful about it, and that's what keeps you that's what keeps the fan interested. Just to keep it, you know, like this person is in a feud with this person because this person took his car or something just simple like that. And he
Took
gets
his dog.
Took his dog. He took my dog, man. My favorite dog. Take the wife. Don't take my dog. No offense. No offense. I'm gonna get it when I get home. But no offense. I love my dog.
You're already gonna get it, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Oh, shit.
and not from the wife, from the little one, but yeah, I mean, I love that. I love the scenarios, man. They're awesome. They're awesome to follow and they're awesome to watch because you don't know what's gonna come next. You know.
Yeah.
Now, as far as all your matches you've ever had, what is the number one match that you say, you know what, this one takes? I have to find something that's gonna top this match.
That's
That's what's coming up because I'm pretty sure the one that's coming up is gonna be one
It's
to
your
top.
favorite, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I've got high expectations for that match. But the one match that I go back to is probably my last match as Bandana Joe. That match to me meant so much because as much as I was hurting, I gave everything I had, you know, to that match. And to my opponent, shout out to ASF, who's making big waves in the indie scene right now. You know, he's not the biggest dog in the fight, but I guarantee you he's got the biggest bite.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
That kid, you know, he and I, we went toe to toe and we had a great match, back and forth action. And, you know, he took every chingazo I gave him and he came fighting back too. So it's one of my favorite matches I've ever had. And that's the one that I'm trying to live up to.
All right.
That one had a great, like, you understand, it wasn't just like, oh, just one match. You don't understand, like, there's a build-up to it.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
champion versus champion. From one company to the radio versus the rest of the Revolutions company.
Oh,
from
there you go.
McAllen, right?
There you go. There you go.
The promos, the like the push on social media and everything. And you know, it wasn't like it was advertised like it's managers. It wasn't advertised as that. But
Right.
when his partner went out, right, and his manager was there, and you know, he's the good guy. They're facing, you know, the bad guy.
Right. Exactly.
They don't, you know, the ref got knocked out.
Oh,
What's gonna happen? Here comes the manager. Here comes the best friend to save the day, right?
And you want me to be a manager? Hell no.
Here comes
You need to be a man.
Here comes the best friend to save the day. Grab the chair from the bad guy. He's like, oh no, don't hit me with the chair, don't hit the chair. He's begging, please don't hit me, no, please don't hit me. The bad guy.
Yeah.
And George is like, oh, what's going on? And I just let the ref out, turns around, sees his partner like, oh, what are you doing here? Boom! Chair shot right to the head, and it was so unexpected. My wife popped.
I
Everyone popped.
reacted.
Everyone
I was
popped.
yelling.
Like,
It
what the hell?
My
Very
daughter
few-
was in tears.
Very few people,
Oh.
very. I'm probably thinking like, besides the people involved in the match, probably me and like one person knew what was gonna happen.
Right.
So when it finally happened, and I see it. I was just like, even though I knew
Right.
it was gonna happen,
Right.
I was like, oh no, but
I was like, my heart hurt.
it had
Like
Oh
my heart.
gosh, dude.
And
Yeah.
because I thought that was the perfect ending, you know, to Bandana Joe, I figured, you know, there's no way to top this.
Right.
There's no reason for Bandana Joe to come back and try to stand up for himself. I didn't know whether I could or not. My shoulder was
Right.
gone,
Right,
completely
right,
gone. I had to
right.
rehab it. So I figured, you know what, this is the perfect ending where the good guy doesn't win. You know,
Right.
there's times that the bad guy has to win, and in this case, the bad guys won.
Right.
So that was a perfect.
You had
ending for Bandana Joe.
your Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty moment
Yes.
at that
Yeah.
point.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely did.
Yeah, oh, wow, man. Except with no barbershop glass.
No barbershop.
no, yeah, none of that. But
There were mullets. There were mullets.
it was so good. Like honestly, if I don't know if it's on Facebook, I'm pretty sure it's on Facebook or something. Like,
It's
No,
on
no,
YouTube.
I'm gonna have to look for it.
It's
I
on
want to
YouTube.
see. I want to see
Like,
that.
it wasn't just like, oh, it was a good match, it had a good storytelling, it had a good this. No,
Right.
like the moves were nice. Like everything flowed. There's guys that can wrestle, but there's guys that can wrestle.
Yeah.
Like you wrestle.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. Like you had to see it, you to be there to see like the everything just looked too real.
Really?
We're like
Right.
you suspended from belief. Like this is
Right.
wrestling. What am I watching? It's wrestling.
Exactly.
But you're not. Like, you're just so involved. It sucked everyone from the top balcony to the front row seats. Everyone, the wrestlers, the workers, my wife,
They were
the
all in
man,
shock.
everyone. Even if you knew, you
It's
were
still
so
shocking.
in there. Yeah, it was probably like honestly the best match the team has had. Like top 3, top 2.
I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna have to look for that. I'll have to look for that and watch
really
that.
good. Really
Also, a big shout out to Stash. I know he just got out of surgery.
good.
He's
Yeah, George Clark.
he's quiet and he's doing a little bit better. That's good. Got to have you back in action. That's a big boy.
Oh
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
He definitely is.
I was telling Beefy Boy Rowe well, since he's gonna be out for a while,
Yeah.
it's a good time to get him to the podcast to talk to him for a little bit.
Get him on the
Get
phone.
him on it.
If he's got time from rehabbing that big
Yeah. Yeah,
No, but Stash is tough.
Yeah, he's
Stash is tough. You know, one of the hardest hitters in the ring.
Yeah.
But you know, he'll fight through it and he'll be back.
I hope so, man. 'Cause
Hope so,
he's
yeah.
he's a big guy, man, and I've seen video on him where he's fighting, and yeah, I hate to be anywhere near that guy when he's upset.
He threw me around a couple times.
I'm okay.
See, you remember that, but you don't remember.
No, because the reason why is because when the times I've been in the ring with Stash, very few. But out of like the 5 or 6 times I've been in the ring, 2 out of them were in steel cages.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And you can't forget those.
No, you
No,
never
those are
forget the steel
memorable.
cages.
You can't forget.
No,
So, yeah.
you can't. He's being caged up with someone probably almost twice your size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And,
well, when I was jumping off the steel cage, I had to go.
what is it with you jumping off the cages, bro? Just quit doing
The
that.
higher the place, the more
I
likely.
don't know.
I aim for the
Why
biggest
must you
dude.
put your wife in that much stress, bro?
You aim for the biggest target at the time. And it was the big Stash. I was like, all right, aim by him.
Oh, she's moving. Great. Here you
Yeah.
go, babe.
I got a boo boo.
Yeah.
Is a big boo boo coming in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not cleaning it up.
I
I'm tired of it.
am tired. You know what? I'm taking my bag. I'm going home. Call me when you're done. I'll pick you up. I'll give you the ride back.
Here's some CBD gummies. Good luck.
Oh my God, guys. Great show. We're coming up in an hour already.
Oh gosh,
Is it
already?
been an hour?
Yes, it's gonna be an hour already.
Oh.
Awesome, man. Awesome show. Great having you guys out here again, man. Great having you again here, Danny. Nice to meet y'all. And Joe, having you here was great also. I'm gonna have to figure out when we can do this again for next year. I'm thinking of going a different turnaround. I know I like having the friendly chats. The friendly chats are great,
Mhm.
but I know you guys have a lot of I'll use it as the nice word as frenemies within the federation to chat on a table together without a table together. And rephrase that.
You got some expensive things around here. I don't know.
That's what the BB
Yeah,
Boy
what-
said. Oh
what
man,
you-
don't
what you
do that,
Don't
bro.
do it.
Don't do it. I gotta do it, man. You gotta step it up. You can only get better if you step it up. I'm just following Chance's advice, man.
Yeah.
All of this will be at your house.
Outside in an
It is
open field.
expensive up in here, man. No way.
Or we can probably do the interview over at the New Breed and have these two just talk it out in front of a camera on Facebook Live on the True New podcast. And never know, something might just go wrong, something might just happen right there on the spot.
You want to make it interesting? Why not get the guys who are not part of Wrestling Revolution?
And
See
you
what
see,
they got to say.
that's
The big mouths.
that's
the big
that's
mouths.
that's the line where I see like, okay, let me cross this line first before I get to that line.
That's
Joe, I'm over here, Joe. You
Oh,
want me
my
to
bad.
jump, hop, skip, and a jump over
I'm
here?
trying to drag
Oh.
us all over that.
Oh,
line.
all of a sudden, like, no Chance told me that, yesterday thing.
Chance told me. I'm doing what you told me, Laws.
That's why we're doing this interview on top of the cage.
so the kino, no kino stick, no kino stick. No, man, but yeah, that's the idea within the federations. You know, there's a storyline. I mean, I would love to get the podcast in there to help out a little bit, just to help build more. You know, and that'd be great. Just not only be heard here in the RGB or here in the US, but heard across the pond, because most of our fans are across the pond. That'd be something for them.
And New
Really,
York.
and New York.
Yeah.
So shout out to Keith
First night.
out there the first night, man. Thank you again for giving a shout out on your program, man. Really appreciate it. I gotta send one of these guys with you on there, man. He's up in New York, man. If you ever happen to be in New York, look up this guy. He'll interview you on the spot. Say, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And the man likes wrestling, so he's a big wrestling fan himself. So, but other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys showing up, man. I mean, doors like always, open door policy. Doors always open. Come
Until
on in.
next year, though.
Yeah, 9 to next year.
Until next year.
Until next year.
Maybe by then, Joe will remember having wrestled Danny.
You know
Who
what?
knows?
I mean, we
Yeah.
gotta
Oh,
take a
no.
trip down memory lane.
Yeah, just take a trip down memory lane. You know.
After getting hit in the head again with a chair,
Yeah.
I remembered
I do remember.
slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to this strand of CBD, I remember.
I was able to unlock.
It's good for the cognitive.
My third eye has been opened, and now
And I have seen the light.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the podcast this week. Tune in next week. We got a nice rock band coming in, Speed Trap LF from the beautiful town of Disco Lights, Los Fresno, Texas. If you get that joke, you understand what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we will say thank you. Yeah, you understand what I was talking about.
You
Disco
just had
Lights.
to.
Woo woo.
You just
But anyways,
had to.
I had to.
Yes, I know.
It was a slow pitch. I had to
Yes,
knock it out of the park
I
there, buddy.
know. You did it.
Yeah, I did. Go and sign us off, bro.
I've been chill.
This is you and Danny Chance, Joe Haas, and Demay. I'm gonna have to live by that. I might be asleep. Demay. Who the hell Demay? Okay, that's Danny's wife. I'm sorry. What the hell you doing there? It's the podcast. It was the podcast. Anyways, I'm ending this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, see you later, Gators.
Already later.
Check. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chew and Ew podcast.
Hey yo, I'm coming for them duffel bags and gold teeth. This game been saturated, written for my nosebleeds. I like that propane and spit that dragon breath. I got that product for the low, all hell my connect. I've seen the nicest people plotting with the worst intent. I've seen my enemies.